eyes. It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Mafia, are you up? Are you paying attention to what's going on out there? I'm pretty sure you have. Pretty sure the news has gotten out of yet another mass shooting. This time, and I use that term very loosely, this time, because mass shootings is across the board from synagogues to churches to grocery stores and now a LGBTQ plus nightclub in Colorado Springs over the weekend. 5 dead, 20 plus, because they're not releasing all the numbers. 20 plus still injured and in the hospital, including one who was shot 7 times. So, in case you don't know, let's just get a small glimpse of an update on what happened.
Another community in America grieving another mass shooting.
Battalion 2, Battalion 4, reports of 10 people shot. Let's make this a mass casualty.
Law enforcement now investigating the massacre at this LGBTQ club in Colorado Springs as a hate crime. 5 people shot dead, more than 24 injured, including Mark Slaw's younger sister and brother. His sister in critical condition at the hospital.
There's a lot of trauma that she's taken. It's a nightmare come true.
Authorities say 911 calls started coming in at 11:56 from Club Q on Saturday night.
I was bartending, making drinks, and then I heard like a pop, pop, pop. Once I looked up and I saw the shadow of a grown man wielding a rifle.
By midnight, the first officer arriving at the scene, and by 12:02 a.m., 5 minutes after the first call, the suspect in custody. According to police, witnesses say 2 heroic clubgoers charged the shooter.
They absolutely risked their lives.
Police say the suspect, 22-year-old Anderson Lee Aldrich, was armed with an assault rifle, another gun, and multiple magazines of ammunition. Club Q has been around for 2 decades, but the owners say they'd never seen the gunman before. Among the 5 confirmed dead was Club Q bartender, 28-year-old Daniel Davis Aston.
Friendly, loving, everybody loved him, and he loved everybody.
The suspect was known to law enforcement. He was arrested in June of 2021 following an alleged bomb threat incident against his mother. Many now wondering how someone charged with felonies and considered a threat was able to get his hands on those guns.
So let's just go back a little bit just to go forward. Anderson Lee Aldrich, 22-year-old white male, walks into a bar, gay club, gay nightclub, LGBTQ nightclub. I'm saying it so I don't want anybody to go, this could be a random walked into a club, walked into a gay club. No, he walked into an LGBTQ plus club. Yeah, he meant to go to that club. So no, it's not a random act. I'm just answering all the questions that I've already seen already tonight. And just unloaded. There was no fight. There was no argument. There's no bravado. There was no warning. He walks in. He opens fire. 2 of the people there at the club got him down. I heard he was beat up at the time. That wasn't confirmed. I just know that he wound up going to the hospital himself. As to date, he has been charged, of course, with murder, attempted murder, but they are adding on a hate crime as well. They're charging him with a hate crime. Let's see who's all out there before we get any more updates real quick. Anna says, please hit that like button, share this in your social, and subscribe if you haven't already. Our hearts are with Colorado and the LGBTQ community. Thank you, Anna, for being here. I really appreciate it. Tracy Carson Media are here. Thank you very much for being here. Mickey. I'm trying to stay a straight face with Mickey, but yeah, I was messing with Mickey yesterday. Now every time I see you, Mickey, that picture is going to pop up in my head, but we won't talk about that tonight. We eventually will talk about it, just not tonight. 2 unarmed gay men had bigger balls than the hundreds of heavy armed cops wearing protective gear in Uvalde. Yeah. But then again, you have to realize that, and this is not getting off the subject, it really is. When your life is on the line, you're willing to do anything. Just like the mother who ran in Uvalde school and got hers, and the government was still there. When life's on the line, you're willing to do that. When your life is not on the line, He went into a nightclub before transgender remembrance. Yep. Coincidence, though. It was a coincidence. It wasn't a coincidence. Um, don't laugh, Mickey. We're gonna get to it. We're just not gonna discuss it tonight. Um, Here's the other thing. The This guy had no. So remember when we keep saying over and over again, we need gun laws, we need gun laws, we need gun laws, we need gun laws, and they always say we have gun laws on the books. We just need to um, use them. We just need to use them correctly. Um, One of those laws is the red flag law. Obviously, that doesn't work. This is from the watch list with JR, but it pretty much show why some of these laws is just not working.
Police have identified the suspected shooter as 22-year-old Anderson Lee Eldridge. Police say he entered the club just before midnight on Saturday and began shooting immediately with a long rifle. 2 weapons were found at the scene. And now, more details are emerging about the suspected shooter, including a 2021 arrest for felony menacing and first-degree kidnapping, according to a news release at the time, after his mother says he threatened her with a homemade bomb and other weapons.
So, in case y'all kind of missed that one, this guy was arrested last year for threatening his grandparents with a homemade bomb. He was charged, and the charges went nowhere. All of them was dropped. So I guess you have to be convicted to be on the red flag. I'm confused. So yeah, with this history of violent felonies, which he wasn't prosecuted for because his granddaddy. Oh, we're going to. Yeah, we're gonna get to good old Randy Vopal, Volpal. You know. So since we're already on the subject, his granddaddy is Randy Volpal. Volpal, yeah, I got it. Randy Volpal. He was a California State Assemblyman, former, because he lost his re-election. This is the guy 3 days after the January 6th insurrection said, This is our Lexington and Concord. First shots fired against tyranny. This is Randy Volpal. The American Eagle flag and the American Eagle and the flag waving in the background. And in case you can't read, the hat is Make California Great Again. Mega through and through. That's this murderer's granddad. Here's the deal. I wanted to get all the facts out of the way as we know it right now. And I want to sit here and I wanted to come on because I wanted to talk on a different level. And this is the level that I want to talk on. The Black community, the LGBTQ community, the Latino community, the Asian community, the poor, Muslims, we need to be a stronger unit than what we are and stop this BS fighting against each other when we literally have a group of well organized individuals plucking us off one by one. Remember what I said earlier today, what I said earlier tonight, when I said yet another mass shooting? Because these mass shootings are across the board. They're not random. It don't just happen. It's not another bad apple in the bunch and all this other stuff. We had a group, and I cannot remember the school district. I really wish I do, but I got a smart audience, so I'm sure they'll help me out. I do remember the group called Mothers of Liberty. And the Mothers of Liberty ran for the school board. They won. And what was their first agenda? First, not hyperbole. First agenda on the board. As soon as they sat their butts down in the seat, their first agenda was to vote out the black superintendent of the school. And won. Their second agenda was to get a new lawyer. They already were shopping for one. They already got one. So now they're going to get another school attorney. One that's going to work with them. These people are well organized. They know what their objective is. And they're plucking us off one by one by one. And the only thing that we can do is sit around and blame the other side. While they're hunting us in the streets, in the churches, in the grocery stores, in the synagogues, in the mosques, wherever they can find us, in nightclubs, in massage parlors. It doesn't matter. They don't care. They honestly just don't care where they get you as low as they get us. And you. And the only thing that we can do amongst ourselves is to make sure that we call each other by the right name. Or are we really, truly supporting you like you supported us? Or did you really go out of your way to support? Well, you did, but you didn't do it the other time. So I don't know if you really support us. You may be fake supporting us, but you only support us because you want something, and when you get it, you don't know. And they're plucking us off every freaking day, like clockwork. Because all they know is to keep us separated so we can't be as organized as they are. One by one by one. We got to be more organized than this. And this inner fighting, I'm really asking y'all to just stop. Just stop. We're literally right now in a life and death situation now. If you have somebody that's brazen enough to walk up into a club with a rifle, with a long gun, and just start plucking people off, you got them walking into nightclubs darn near every day. Don't care. It doesn't matter to them. You're the enemy. And they're still using the same stupid vocabulary of protecting our children and blah, blah. It is amazing. It is so amazing to me that they are so forthcoming to want to protect the kids and protect them from these gay boogeymen, and they're going to corrupt our children. Yet the Catholic Church has over 400 plus cases of child molestation cases open right now. Right now. But you want to ignore those. It's the gay community that's more dangerous, not the church, who's hidden things like this decades, centuries. Just sweep it under the rug, because we have to make villains out of somebody else so you don't see what we're doing. So you literally convinced me with protecting your children. If you really wanted to protect your children, start looking at where they're at the most dangerous at. And it ain't because they see a man dressed up like a woman, or a gay couple move beside you, or at a drag show. If you're that afraid of it, just like everything else that I was raised up to believe, if you don't like it, don't go. Nobody's making you go to a drag show. Nobody's making you go to a gay club. Nobody's making you be friends with any of them. At the same time, that doesn't give you the right to figure, well, you're not me, so death. As flat as that sounds, that's your thought process. You're so dangerous, i.e., you're so different from us, and I don't like you. So, because I don't like you, I have to eliminate you. I have to exterminate you. I have to execute you. I have to do whatever it takes to remove you from this planet. And if I can't do it, then I'm going to throw out the most violent hatred spew that I can think of, just to rile up somebody that I know is going to drive them crazy enough to go do it for me. Because I know they're out there. I know they are. So I'm going to say stuff over and over again. Protect the children. Protect the kids. Protect our community. Protect our marriage. Protect our religion. Protect. Oh, but our God said. And you always have to make them more scary each and every day until situations like this happen. And then you'll blame everybody but you. I haven't even heard it yet, but I'm pretty sure mental health is going to come up. I'm pretty sure parenting is going to come up. I'm pretty sure everything is going to come up other than he was hateful, spiteful, and murderous. But he didn't get all that information on his own at 22. Let's see what everybody said out there. I didn't mean to forget. Homemade bomb threatened his mother, engaged in an armed standoff with cops. Yeah. And he flew right up under the radar, and somehow, some way, he still got his hands on guns and murdered a group of people who was other in his eyes. Good old granddad supported the January 6th violent insurrection. Yeah, he certainly did. What was it again? This is our Lexington and Concord. First shots fired against tyranny. You are the people that's hurting and killing cops, killing people in the streets, murdering everybody, but somehow the voting of your God and Savior out of office was the tyranny. It's amazing. One group always complained about how dangerous this country is, and yet when you look at that group and figure out, see all the stuff that they do, they're the ones that's doing the dangerous stuff, and then they'll turn around and go, "Oh yeah, but the other side, the left, they're booga booga, they're gonna do something that we haven't done, never was gonna do." But hey, as long as I can get you to believe that eventually they're going to do it, then you're not paying attention to what I'm actually doing. Notice the right has not offered thoughts of oh no, no, no. The closest we got was Laura Boebert with another senseless crime that happened in Colorado Springs. Something to the fact that we have to fix this. This has to come into an end, which is hilariously funny considering what she never said where the senseless crime violence was, what it was, where it happened at. It was just we need to stop the violence. We need to stop the violence. All along, there was a tweet earlier that was telling, please keep your drag queens out of Colorado District 3 or District 4 or whatever, but you get the gist of it. Keep your drag queens away from my district. They are highly organized. Yeah, because they have a forward thinking. They know who we need to take care of. We know who we need to eliminate, and these are the people we need to eliminate, and we need to organize ourselves. Meanwhile, we're still arguing over vowels and nouns and everything else, and who supported who first, who supported who the most, who got. Republicans want to and are trying to totally eliminate anyone they hate, and they are doing it both legally and violently. And eventually, Mickey, they're going to make the violence legal. They're going to legal. They're in a sense doing it now. There's a reason why they're working their way of. I don't know. This is me actually speaking hyperbole now, but in a sense, I kind of wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked if they find a way to start making these violence acts more legal. Well, no, as a matter of fact, they have. Remember Ron DeSantis saying that if you're a protester and you're in the middle of the street, you have every right to run them over. You have every right to not stop your car. So, yeah, I was on to something, yeah. They'll find any and all ways to try to make violence legal. Mama Liberty. Our founders are Tiffany and Tina. Moms on a mission to stroke the fires of liberty. As former school board members, they witness how short-sighted and destructive policies directly hurts children and families. Now they're using their firsthand knowledge and experience to unite parents who are ready to fight those that stand in the way of liberty. What the fuck do any of that means? And your first ad was you fight. And please go and find this because this was the most hilarious part. First of all, kudos to the rest of the board members who was calling their BS out in real time while they was doing it. All in favor of Paul, all in favor of Day. And one of the guys that I'll never forget, the guys was like, can you give us a reason why you want to fire this superintendent? Can you at least give us a good reason why you want to get rid of it? This guy literally said back, well, we don't want to discuss what was the words that he is specifically used? We don't want to discuss work-related issues that's private, or something to that effect. Like, we don't want to talk about our reasons why we want to do it, because technically it's very private. We don't want to give out that information, but take my word for it, the information that we're using to fire him is good enough, but we can't talk about it in public. Something to that effect. Yeah, I mission to unite education and empower parents. Oh, okay. Their mission. Mothers of Liberty is dedicated to fighting for the survival of America by uniting, educating, and empowering parents to defend their parental rights at all levels of government. First of all, you could give a fuck about parental rights. If you sit there telling people that if you know a child that's going through any type of sex change whatsoever, that they can be reported to the police and they can be arrested for child abuse. You don't give a damn about parental rights. You give a damn about your parental rights to parental everybody else's children and yours. And it's horrible that Patreon wasn't in public. They was in private behind closed door. That killer had to go out of his way armed to seek them out and murder them in their safe. Yeah. There was one of the that was one of the most heart-wrenching interviews they had with one of our black brothers, who, and it did hurt me when he said, "This was our safe space. Now where are we going to go?" Now that one hurt. That one hurt. It's like being robbed at your home. It's like it really is. Your safe place should be your home. You can go into your home and you can be safe, and somebody still came into your house and robbed you or hurt you in any type of way. Now where are you going to go? That Bobert B blamed it on the rising crime. Generally, that's what I'm sorry. That's what I was getting to, Mickey. She was saying everything about how bad the situation is without telling you exactly what the situation was, and blamed it on the rising crime. And I missed that part, but I just like the way that she was trying to explain that there was a bad situation that happened in Colorado, and we need to put a stop to it, while at the same time not telling you what that situation was and blaming it on the rise in crime in general. Oh, they know how to play the game. They know how to play the game. Hey, what's up? I wasn't expecting you to go live on a Monday. Yeah, Parker, I was just talking about yet another mass shooting, yet more of our brothers and sisters in the ground, because the other side is more organized and more set in their way of who, when, and where they're going to eliminate us, while the Black community, the LGBTQ community, the Latino community, the Asian community, the Muslim community, anybody that the Native American, while we'll sit here just arguing amongst ourselves to see who's the best of the littlest or the best of the small groups, or who can raise this really have to stop. It really do. Otherwise, we ain't got to worry about who is the best group out there, because there ain't gonna be much of us left anyway. And I hate to be saying this because because I know I'm going to have one a-hole that's going to look at this video and go, "Oh, there you go, going off and acting all crazy. It ain't nothing about to happen." Yeah, why would I listen to you? And I got a video that specifically tells you, thank you, Anna, because I love the video that you sent me, and it culminates everything that I say. When the other side always try to, this ain't that big of a deal moment on murders and killings and shooting and mass killings and everything else, to try to make it always not a big deal, or we need more information, but not all the information. But how come? Because it really don't matter if you got the information or not. You're just going to ignore it until the next situation, or you can do whatever you want to. There already are. This is what's so stupid, and I can't even remember the guy's name, because sorry, people, that I can't remember these people's names. I just remember their statements, because I try not to advertise them on this show. So I purposely try not to see their name, or something subconsciously blocks their name, but I remember their message. And it was funny that the guy said, and watch the left try to use this as ammunition against the Second Amendment. Like, wow, ammunition. That's a funny way of putting that. They deal with this stand your ground. Oh yeah, and the stand your ground. Oh yeah, Mickey. I think that was actually the first. I think that was the first. If you come to my yard, I have the right to shoot you. If you even walk away, I have the right to shoot you. If you're near my yard, I have the right to shoot you. Yeah. Stand your ground law. Yep. I think they was able to legalize, normalize more suitable forms of hatred and violence towards certain communities, especially if it's not caught on camera, it's not a national news story. They're trying, Parker, yes, I agree with you, because all they're doing is they have like videos and evidence and everything to the contrary about what they're going to say. It's going to come out to contradict them. So they only have a certain amount of time to spew more hatred and more confusion and more violent thoughts and beliefs and everything else. They only have a certain amount of time to get more of that out before the evidence turns around and goes, no, none of that happened. That's not true. I have no idea what you're talking about. And then they'll pretend like they never said that, or what do you mean? I never said anything. Yeah, all I said was wait for more evidence to come out. I never said that. I just said wait for more evidence to come out. And then you lather, rinse, repeat, because it's going to happen again. Stand your ground law means if someone push you, you have the right to shoot to kill. Laws are being passed that can be interpreted as permission to kill for minor infraction. I agree with you, Mickey. That was the initial thought of the stand your ground law was to protect your home. Okay. So the initial law was that if an intruder breaks into your house, you have the right to protect your home by any means necessary. Where it started being messy was when people started saying, hey, wait a minute, you can't shoot them when they're leaving, because now they're leaving. So you're no longer in danger. So how do we change that? It's the stand your ground law. Now, I get what you're saying, Mickey. I'm just giving you their reasoning of using that law to kill you. So, yeah, you could have somebody who turns around and pushes you, and you push me. I have the right to shoot you. You also have somebody, and I will look it up because I couldn't believe in my own self. You had somebody who was in the wrong. He was on somebody's backyard or whatever it was, The guy told him to leave. He was leaving. The guy got his gun, got in front of the guy that was leaving, and told him, "No, you're going to stay here until the cops get here." And the guy was begging, "I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave." And he started walking away, backing up, walking towards the exit, and the guy shot him. And subsequently, the guy got off because it was a stand your ground law. He was standing my ground. You was on my property, and now I'm going to hold you until the cops get here. And you try to make a run for it. You was in my way. I'm trying to get you out of the way. Boom. Now it was an old law. I mean, this was an old situation, which tells you how greatly this country has changed over the years. But I can't remember the year. It all just brings in. Remember the black lady who shot her gun in the air? I don't remember that one. Tracy, don't you know that self-defense, stand your ground, cancel defense don't apply to say less, Nikki. When you are gay and you go into a club like that for the first time, it is amazing. People who say "be you, boo" with no apologies and all smiles. It's like church for many people, a spiritual coming together where you don't have to hide, you celebrate yourself. Diversity, sharing our inner feelings with no fear. And it's all been taken away because they fear and hate you. They don't have to have a reason why. They don't have to have a legitimate reason why. They have a reason why. They don't have to have a legitimate reason why. Mm-hmm. Black man in bed opened the door and immediately shot him. Rich white strange man in a lady's bed spent minutes gently waking him, speaking nicely to him, cuffed him without a struggle. What the heck was this? Black man in bed opened the door and immediately shot him. Rich white strange man in a lady's bed spent minutes gently waking him, speaking nicely to him, cuffed him without a struggle. I don't know what that means. That sounds like one of them. What that? Let's not forget them all. Audrey, those killers jumping. Yeah, that's a more up-to-date version of it, but yes, that will be seen as a stand your ground law. Yes, that will be a stand your ground law. That will be a stand your ground. That will be the reasoning for using the stand your ground law. Yes. He may have robbed a house that we have no idea who lived there and everything else, but we feel like he was committing a crime. So we got in his way. He tried to get away, and we had to illegally imprison him until police, who nobody called, comes and gets him. And he tried to fight back, and we shot him, but we had the right because, the stand your ground law. Yes, perfect example, Biggie. That's a more up-to-date version of what I gave. Yeah. Tyson Air. Yeah, and send me the video because I needed to see what that's all about. Cuba is starting to look. I never had a. I'm looking at Jamaica personally, but okay. Look. Honestly, at this point in time, I ain't even mad at Canada right now, to be honest with you. Like, seriously, I'm just like, I complain about the cold, but I kind of think if you stay there long enough, you got to get used to it. So anyway, I'm going to show this video that Anna said, because it culminates why I should say, why a lot of people who are not racist, who are not bigoted, who just want to look at all the nice things about America and hey, bad things happen, but that's how it is, and we don't really need to be involved in that. And why there's gonna be somebody who's gonna look at this video later on and go, "Oh, why are you even talking about it? It ain't that big of a deal." I mean, it is a big deal, but why do we need to talk about it? You're messing with my mental health when you talk about it. Anna sent me the perfect video.
Some people don't want to talk about politics. They're like, NATO, why do you got to talk about politics? What do politics have to do with me? I'm not an immigrant or a black person or a Muslim or a Jew or a gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender or a woman or an old person or a young person or a student or a union member or artist or journalist or scientist or public employee. I don't breathe the air or drink the water. I don't live in a coastal region that'll be affected by sea level rise or an arid region that'll be affected by drought or fire. I don't like chocolate, wine, or coffee or other commodities that will no longer be available due to climate change. I'm not mentally ill, pregnant, disabled, or currently being shot at, so what do politics have to do with me?
And there you go. I ain't even gonna say that it is still happening because I can always literally just say it never went away to begin with. It's still happening. If it don't affect me, if it don't affect my community, I ain't in the community. If it don't affect me, it don't affect my my nearest community. It ain't happening on my street. It ain't happening in my school. If it doesn't affect me in any kind of way, shape, or form, we got other things that we need to talk about, and we need to move on to something else. And we'll wait till something else happens, and we'll just say the same thing that we said about the last tragedy to this tragedy because we just don't want to hear it because it don't affect me. That type of thinking is literally across the board. Every major group, every minority group, you have a clutter of people who that don't affect me. I'm not gay. I hate that they died, but can we talk? They'll start saying it around tomorrow. They'll start saying, okay, we get it. Oh, it was a tragedy. We get it. Can we move on to something else? They did it when the black grocery store got shot up. That lasted a little longer, about 4 days, but still, it was the same rhetoric. Oh my God, can we move on and talk about something else? It ain't that we get it. A lot of people died. We get it, but it happens in America once in a while and everything because it don't affect you. You didn't lose a loved one. You don't live in that community. You lost nothing. So why do you care if you hear it? Well, not why do you care if you hear it? Why do you care to discuss it no more than the length of a TikTok video? We get it. It was tragic, but let's move on. We got more things to do. I did like the guy that was running for Colorado. I can't remember what seat that he was running for, but the Uvalde thanks, Mickey. Uvalde shooting just happened, but it was real close to the 4th of July. So, or a major holiday. I may be saying it wrong, but it was close to a major holiday. It's a tragedy and everything, but we need to come together as a community and put that aside and celebrate America. In other words, let's move on. It's a tragedy. We get it. But we got other issues like the stock market that we have to worry about. Like the price of milk, we got to talk about. Like the price of gas, we got to talk about. Let's see. And her heir to Tyson fortune getting drunk broke in a house. And her heir to an heir to Tyson's fortune got drunk, broke into a house, crawled into bed, and fell asleep. The cops spent several minutes gently waking him. I still need to read up on it, but that makes a lot more sense. And yes, yeah, you had a lady that was trying to get into the wrong freaking house and shot the real owner. Canada always been an American junior. They was just more polite on the outside while stuffing down all the same racism and BS. Okay, well, can't go to Canada then. I'm not in the LGBT plus community, plus or people of color community. I'm long past childbearing. I've never worked again, yet I still fight for equal rights for all women's rights to choose at a $25 minimum wage. Yes, and because you care. You care about more than what's in your bubble. But some people are not like that. They created their bubble to be a safeguard against anything and anything that erupts their bubble. They're ignore it, they'll play it down, whatever. But they're not going to want any changes. And they're definitely not going to go out of their way to help with that change at all. Does that make me weird? No. That don't make you weird. That makes you give a damn about everybody but yourself. We need more people like that. Unfortunately, the way it looks, we don't. I'm not gay. I don't live in Colorado. I didn't see the shooting. And I feel for each and every last one of those people. And I don't want it to happen again to anybody. I'm sick and tired of the LGBTQ plus community being hunted. Just like I'm getting sick of the black community being hunted. Just like I'm sick of Muslims being hunted. Just like I'm sick of Asians being hunted. I'm not Muslim. I'm not Asian. I'm not gay. You can leave women's bodies alone. I'm not a woman. I'm never going to have a baby. I just give a damn about other people. I just want everybody to have the same rights across the board. I want a people that if you don't like, just leave them the fuck alone. You ain't got to kill them. You ain't got to make their lives misery to make you feel better about your miserable self. It happens every week, either a school shooting or a church shooting or a mall shooting. Oh, thank you, Anna. Forgot about the mall shooting or a club shooting or yeah. People only stop talking about the Buffalo grocery store shooting because the Uvalde, Texas shooting happened like a week or two later. True, they had another story to link up on, but what I'm saying, Parker, is that the Buffalo grocery store shooting was losing steam. Like maybe I literally would say maybe 2 or 3 days before the school shooting. It was like, we get it, let's move on. It's a tragedy, but the price of oil. What is weird, Mickey, is I didn't get your second to last chat. Only that does this make me a weird one. Oh, I'm not in the LGBT plus or people of color community. I'm no longer childbearing. I'll never work again. Yet I'll still fight for equal rights for all women's right to choose at a $25 minimum wage. There you go. Americans are easily distracted. Very much so. And this will be distracted very soon. This will be brushed up under the rug. And I will tell you when these things will come back up again is when these people go to trial. The Buffalo shooter when he goes to trial. Anderson Aldrich when he goes to trial. Now we'll have a couple of times when we'll have memorials and things like that come up, but yeah. None of these days will be that big of a deal to anybody else until they go to trial. And even then, some people will go, oh, yeah, I forgot all about that. Oh, yeah. When you, my love, are equally white lady like me, it's not a black and white thing. It's a give a fuck thing. That's it. It's a give a damn about your fellow man, no matter what race, creed, color, religion, or ethnicity that they are. You care. That's it. That's it. We don't have enough people like that. Because people just have a strange feeling, this strange inner hatred that if you succeed in something, you're taken away from me. So I have to eliminate you so I can either A, keep what I have, or B, and B is more stronger than A, or at the very least make sure you don't get anything that I have. If you're happy the way you are and you're different from me, I have to do something about that. You can't be happy. That's not going to happen. Not on my watch. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is my show for tonight. I truly appreciate everybody coming out. We have to stay strong. We have to stay vigilant. We have to keep these messages coming out every time something tragic happens. We can't brush it under the rug. We can't pretend like it didn't happen. And we sure as hell cannot make it a norm. We need to make this as abnormal of an act as the act itself. So, until then, I will see you when I see you.